Good morning, everyone. The time is 8:37 on your Thursday morning. We finally have made it to the back half of the work week. I'm meteorologist Shane Hinton, hopping on to our digital platforms in order to give you a forecast and really an update on that excessive heat that we've been monitoring throughout central Texas. Now, I am going to be monitoring the YouTube comments, so please feel free to jump in the chat and ask any questions. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Really going to be dealing with this heat together, really all together throughout the state of Texas. You're taking a look at the heat alerts throughout the Lone Star State, and almost all areas of Texas are under some kind of heat alert, whether that be a heat advisory or an excessive heat warning. These run until 9 o'clock Thursday evening for us here in central Texas. Let me zoom in and give you a closer look at this. As you can see, it still includes a majority of the KVUE viewing area under that excessive heat warning. The areas shaded in hot pink. Now, Gillespie and Blanco counties, you're not under the warning, but you're still under a heat advisory. Areas under the warning could see feels like temperatures as high as 114 degrees today. And even if you are in portions that are outside of the warning area, you're still going to want to stay hydrated and follow those heat protocol, as excessive heat is still expected for you, at least well above average heat for us here. Now let's take a look at the current feels like temperatures across the area. You can see they are anywhere from the lower 80s and upper 70s in Fredericksburg and Blanco to just shy of 100 degrees is what it feels like in LaGrange at 97. If you were tuning in from Austin, 87 is what it currently feels like outside as of 8:38 this morning. Here's what it looks like on the thermometer, what it's actually reading out there. Upper 70s to lower 80s in Travis County. That trend continues throughout all of central Texas. 78 in Blanco, 81 in areas such as Llano and Georgetown, and 82 in Giddings. Now, as we take a look at your heat index hour by hour forecast, you can see that it could feel as warm as 100 degrees as early as 11 o'clock this morning. Now, if you are looking for that key time to take your walk, get your jog in, or maybe even take your dog for a walk, you will definitely need to do it in the morning hours, because come lunchtime, y'all, it's going to be way too hot on the pavement for your pets to be walking, and it's really going to be too hot for you to be doing extraneous work outside. So just please make sure that you are staying hydrated, listening to your body, taking frequent breaks. If you must be outdoors, take those breaks inside with some air conditioning. For the afternoon, as I mentioned, those peak heat index values will be around 114 degrees. Now, it has been fairly breezy the past couple of days, and that's helped to stir up the air a little bit, but y'all, it's a hot breeze, okay? So it's not giving us much relief. Yesterday, we topped out at 108 degrees out at Camp Mabry, making it the hottest day of the year so far. Today, I think we're going to be in that same ballpark, 107, 108, definitely fair game at Camp Mabry. We are going to see triple-digit heat pretty much area-wide, so it doesn't matter if you're inside Austin or outside the city limits, you need to be taking precautions. Now let's take a closer look in regards to yesterday's temperatures. I mentioned 108 was not only the hottest day of the summer, it actually ranked within the top 10 hottest July temperatures out at the Austin Camp Mabry site. In fact, it tied at 6th. So will we see hotter days? Well, it's certainly possible. Let's be honest, we're still pretty early on in the summer season, and our peak heating isn't for a few more weeks, unfortunately. Let's take a look at the futurecast together. That area of high pressure that's really got a hold on Texas and really the southwest United States will continue to hover around the area, but it shifts ever so slightly toward the west coast. And when this happens, that's going to allow our temperatures to drop slightly. And I put the emphasis on the word slightly because we are not expecting some huge heat relief. We're only talking a drop of a couple of degrees, if that. I'm thinking we could range anywhere from 104 to 106 in Austin over the weekend. That is not the kind of heat relief we need, especially when our average high this time of year is 96 degrees. Now, some of the forecast discussions have mentioned the stray chance for an isolated sprinkle sometime on Sunday. I don't want to get your hopes up on this. We are still expected to trend on the drier side, unfortunately. I'm not having any significant rain chances, not only in the 7-day forecast, but probably in the next 10 days. As we take a look at your UV index for today, I want to highlight it's not only extreme at a 12, it's also a UV alert has been issued for today. Now, UV alerts are not always issued whenever we have a 12, but what it means is that the UV index for today is abnormally high. In fact, it's in the 95th percentile or higher for the UV index for this specific date. What does that mean for you? Use that sunscreen. Please wear long sleeves, like light, billowy long sleeves. I'm not trying to have everyone, get heat exhaustion from sweating too much, but you want to utilize those things like light materials that are covering the skin, hats, sunglasses, layers of sunscreen every so often to protect yourself if you have to be doing any yard work, if you have a job where you're working outdoors. This is very important for today, on top of the other heat protocol by staying hydrated. Now, in addition to the heat, in addition to the UV index, we are also tracking some elevated to near critical fire weather concerns, especially along and west of I-35. On the left-hand side of your screen, you're seeing the Thursday fire outlook. Tomorrow's outlook is showing it spreading even further and becoming a little bit more elevated for areas of the I-35 corridor in Hill Country. And then Saturday, it expands even further. That's the combination with lower relative humidity values, or really one of the indicators of moisture in the air, breezy conditions, and then on top of our drought conditions that we've been dealing with. So try to avoid any outdoor activity which could create some sparks. Hi there, Susie, in the chat. I'm seeing you. It is really hot. When will this happen? I know it has been so hot out there, Susie. I hope you're staying cool. It's been happening for weeks now, it feels like, and unfortunately, the extended outlooks do not really have any relief for us in sight. Now, what else is in the air? We've taking a look at your allergy count. We've got grass and mold in the medium category, weeds on the low side, and very small, if insignificant, traces of any trees on our air sample this morning. That's not the only thing we're going to be tracking in our air. The air quality index currently reflecting a moderate, really on the low end of the moderate side. This is also the case in Houston. We are expecting another plume of Saharan dust to move into the area. That will be impacting us Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at least. So on top of the heat, we could have hazy conditions. So you'll want to be mindful of that. If you have any chronic lung conditions, you'll want to limit your time outdoors even further than you probably already are. Your 7-day forecast shows that temperatures fluctuate a little bit day by day, but unfortunately, it is still very, very hot out there, you guys. I mean, it's a scorcher of a forecast. There's no other way to put it. I can pull up the extended forecast for you just to show you how hot and how long it's supposed to trend this way. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the 8 to 14 day outlook, because I'm already showing you the 7-day forecast. So let's look past that, okay? The next 8 to 14 days are showing extended above average temperatures, not only for us here in Texas, but really throughout the entire country. Let me kind of zoom it out here. You'll notice the Northeast is the only area that's looking to trend close to average. The warmest temperatures are expected closer to the West Coast. And then also, you guessed it, here in the Lone Star State, above average temperatures are expected for a majority of Texas. This is, once again, is your 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. And unfortunately, as this trends above average for your temperatures, our rainfall or precipitation chances are going to be trending below average. Not the kind of news we need, especially whenever we're still struggling with exceptional and extreme levels of drought here locally in Central Texas. I also want to give you a look at some of the burn bans that are in the area, because I know we've had some developments over the past couple of days as to who is under a burn ban. I am going to go ahead and take this full for you as well, just so you can get a closer look. Just a moment. Here we go. Here you can see that now we have the Northern Hill Country. So I'm talking Mason, Llano, Burnett counties. We've now added Blanco County to the burn ban, in addition to Hayes and Caldwell County. What this means is you need to avoid any outdoor burning or any activity which could create sparks, because any fires that start could spread quickly. Okay, so please make sure you are, monitoring your activities, adjusting appropriately. That goes not only for the fire weather, but just for the excessive heat as well. I am not seeing any additional comments here in the YouTube comments, so I'm going to go ahead and let y'all get out to your day and have an absolutely wonderful one. Please continue to stay cool out there. Until I see you again, stay safe, stay smart. Most importantly, please stay kind and have a wonderful Thursday.